Congressman Greg Abbott, who is in a wheelchair, and Newsom says he rolled over for Trump. That's almost as bad as Jasmine Crockett calling him Governor Hot Wheels. You know, we asked for a statement, and Newsom's office said something flippant like, you know, oh, you're so woke. He'll get over it. Abbott will get over it. Your response to that?
So, believe it or not, that is real. That is a Trump-supporting MAGA Fox News host publicly bitching and moaning and clutching his pearls because he believes a Democratic lawmaker was too impolite to a Republican lawmaker in the age of Trump. And in a breath of fresh air, Governor Newsom's press office responded with open mockery and disdain, and they should. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, folks, this is a sea change. It's a tide change. We're seeing a major change in the posture of the Democratic Party, and I love it. I'm here for it. Unless there is compelling data to indicate that this won't work or can't work, I want to see more of this from the Democratic Party. So for context, this is in the broader scheme of Texas governor, not congressman. This really stupid MAGA Republican Fox News host says congressman. No, he's a governor. Governor Greg Abbott's scheme with Donald Trump to rig the 2026 midterms in advance. Governor Newsom is leading the charge, saying, hey, listen, Texas, if you try to gerrymander the maps in advance, California will retaliate and gerrymander our own maps to neutralize what you do. And of course, Fox is like, no, Donald Trump and Republicans get to do whatever they want, whenever they want, but you can't. No. Now, in this context, Greg Abbott is in a wheelchair. I can't remember if he's quadriplegic or paraplegic, but he had an accident years ago, and he's wheelchair bound. He's in a wheelchair. And apparently, one of the things that Newsom's representative said is that when Donald Trump demanded that Texas just rig the maps for Trump, Abbott rolled over for him. Now, rolled over does not refer to a friggin' wheelchair. It's an idiom. It's an expression. You roll on your back like a dog, okay? Now, this MAGA Fox News host is in his feelings about this and clutching his pearls and demanding an apology from Gavin Newsom. How dare you? So just because he rolls in his wheelchair, he has to roll on his back? What are you trying to say, sir? In times past, Democratic lawmakers would have probably held a press conference and said, oh my God, that's not what I meant. I did not mean to be so offensive. I did not mean to insinuate that it was a reference towards Governor Abbott's condition. I was not referring to the fact that he's in a wheelchair. I apologize. Instead, Governor Newsom and his press office are saying, no, you're woke. You're a loser. You're so whiny. No, that's not what we meant. That's woke of you. It's really woke and pathetic of you to ask. And I'm sorry your feelings were hurt. We hope he recovers. I love this. It's very obvious that that's not what Governor Newsom meant. But it's great. It's right to mock these MAGA Fox News hosts, these Trump supporters, who enthusiastically support the most unhinged shit that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth for trying to impose a double standard on the Democrats. Good on Newsom. And let's talk about this. This is really what it's about, is the rhetoric coming from Newsom and his press office account. You should definitely follow them if you're not already on social media. So let's take a look at the quote. Midas Touch, still laughing at the statement from Newsom's team to Fox. No, but how woke of you to ask? I'm sorry Greg's feelings were hurt. Poor guy. We hope he recovers. As I point out, LMAO, these pearl-clutching snowflake losers deserve nothing but your contempt, and I stand by that. Newsom is clearly aiming for the, quote, angry Democrat who delivers Republicans a taste of their own medicine lane in 2028 primary, and honestly, it has a decent chance of working, and I agree, and I hope it does. Now, of course, some people on the right are reacting to this. If Trump said something about this about someone in a wheelchair, the left would have lost their fucking minds. Well, two things. Number one, Trump probably would have meant it. Number two, we live in the age of Trump right now. Right now. Trump has actively insulted people based on disabilities, based on physical appearance, not in ways that could be interpreted that way. He's actively sought to mock people, not just his political opponents, but their spouses, their wives, their children, their parents. And you all on the right not only tolerated it, a lot of you celebrated it. You loved it. You loved the cruelty. You loved the viciousness, no matter how indiscriminate. And we've had to put up with this shit for 10 years. You all have changed the environment with respect to acceptable rhetoric. This idea that Democrats are obligated to treat you all with a courtesy, that you refuse to reciprocate and you celebrate the lack of reciprocity. You cheer when Donald Trump mocks and belittles and insults blue cities, blue states, liberals, progressives, women, marginalized groups, minorities. You love it. And you expect us to be nice to you? Fuck no. Now, we shouldn't break the law, shouldn't get violent. But in terms of making fun, no, I think it's fair game. And if you don't like it, if you're a right winger and you don't like this, if you're clutching your pride, I can't believe Governor Newsom's press office is reacting like this, then you have a moral obligation to stand up and publicly condemn Donald Trump and publicly condemn MAGA Republican politicians and apologize for not condemning them in the first place. Once you've done that, then I think you'll have enough credibility to point your finger at Governor Newsom. We'll get to some of Newsom's tweets, but again, I want to see the backlash to this. Nate Bloin points this out. Remember when Republicans wanted Trump to answer for his disgusting mockery of a disabled journalist? Me neither. Exactly, because they didn't. They celebrated. Midas Touch again. This may be the clip of the year. Just incredible stuff. What did you all think dark woke meant? Vibes, papers, essays? Losers. Gav really said how woke of you to ask. He'll get over it. LMAO. Would they have preferred Newsom to call him the R word? The selective outrage of Fox News is crazy. Also, when you say someone, quote, rolled over for someone else, it's about showing your belly like a submissive dog, which Abbott should be able to do because his arms work right. That's somebody responding on Twitter. And yes, Governor Newsom's arms are fully functional. Olivia Giuliani, Democratic strategist, says life is hard. Get a helmet. Newsom's comms team is locked the fuck in right now, and I agree. Modern politics is about pissing the other side off while not letting on that they're pissing you off. It's a pissing contest. I'm no huge Newsom fan, but he's got this trolling thing down pat. Love it. So let's take a look. Governor Newsom's press office is seriously raising the aim. As a matter of fact, they've grown by about 100,000 followers in the past few days. So let's take a look at how they're responding to people. So Scott Presler, who is a Republican activist trying to get out the vote and increase Republican voter registration, he goes on these long things, and Governor Newsom's press office just responds with, okay. They also mimic Trump's style of posting, so all caps. Many people are saying, and I agree, that Gavin C. Newsom, America's favorite governor, deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. Why? Because of the most incredible maps in the history of mapping, even Columbus. These maps will end the very rigged elections, make America great again, MAGA, retake Congress for the people, and save democracy. Nobody else could have done this. Certainly not the self-proclaimed master dealmaker Donald Taco Trump, tiny hands, who missed the deadline and lost. Sad. Peace through maps. No one has ever thought of this before. I am the peacetime governor now, stopping political wars before they start. Harmony, unity, even love. The Nobel Committee has given this award to lesser people for much less. I, Gavin C. Newsom, actually earned it. The world will be safer, kinder, frankly, more beautiful because of my maps. Give Gavin the Nobel. Many people are saying, thank you for your attention to this matter. It's funny. This is my point, though. We're starting to see a real change. It's a change in So, okay, Steven Cheung. We'll get to him in a minute. Steven Cheung is Donald Trump's communications director. So he's Caroline Leavitt's boss. Okay, this guy is a monstrous piece of shit. He is truly repulsive. Stephen Miller tier. The only difference is Miller has much more influence on policy, so Miller's much more dangerous. But in terms of just being a terrible person who deserves your contempt, Steven Cheung is like a top fiver in the Trump administration. So they're posting a beautiful morning at the White House, leaving for Alaska, and Governor Newsom's press office says Russia, because, of course, Trump repeatedly kept referring to Alaska as Russia in terms of his summit with Vladimir Putin. Let's see. Again, trolling. Remember when Trump posted that AI image of him on Time magazine with a crown? Well, Newsom's press office is doing this again. Successful Liberation Day, thank you. But this time it's Governor Newsom. Donald is finished. He's no longer hot. First the hand, so tiny, and now me, Gavin C. Newsom, have taken away his step. Many are saying he can't even do the big stairs on Air Force One anymore. He uses a little bit. That's what I'm saying. It's funny. And it's worth pointing out because, again, this is what so many people, I know many of you in my comment section were talking about this as well. This is what you wanted. They retweeted me, of course. I said, libs, progressives, Democrats have been rightly demanding their leaders step up and bring the heat against Trump's fascism. Gavin Newsom is doing that now in word and deed, and it should be celebrated. Politics is transactional, and we must incentivize bold action. I stand by that. You should too. Steven Cheung, though, flipped out about a post by Governor Newsom's press office. Again, they're trolling libs of TikTok here, mocking them about the Epstein files. Let's see here. So good. Folks, you should definitely follow this account. But I'm telling you, once you see... Oh, okay, here we go. This is one of the... So Steven Cheung says, what a coward and a beta cuck. Gavin Newsom is too chicken shit to take questions from the press after giving an incoherent speech. He'll never be ready for prime time. And it got community noted because he did answer questions after he made the speech. Questions are streamed here, you idiot. Okay, here it is. Ready? Steven Cheung says, after an assassination attempt on POTUS just over a year ago, Gavin Newsom, in an absolutely unhinged post, appears to be calling for something even worse, but a vile piece of shit, GFY, which means go fuck yourself. This is coming from the official White House Communications Director on an official government account. And they're quote tweeting this thing from Governor Newsom's press office. And they highlight here, could be the worst day of your life, referring to Trump. But as I point out, there are words right after that. So, as I say, Trump's communications director, a.k.a. Pearl from Blade, seen here. That's Pearl from Blade. If you all remember the 1998 vampire comic book film with Wesley Snipes. Spends most of his days being an unprecedented asshole. Now he's whimpering and lying because he can't handle even a fraction of what he dishes out on the regular. Read the red underscore for what Newsom meant, Pearl. And I highlight here that it could be the worst day of Trump's life as your presidency ends when Dems retake Congress. So it was not any sort of sinister threat at all. The meaning was very plain. You don't even have to infer because literally right after that red highlight or that yellow highlight, they explain. And Steven Cheung, just by the way, he's just a genuinely repulsive person out there. And that's why I call him Pearl from Blade. So my point is this. Newsom is starting to step up and Democrats are starting to match a bit, not 100%, not totally 1-to-1, some of the Republicans' most vicious rhetoric. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that because we've tried civility. We've tried kindness. We've tried rhetorical asymmetry. Joe Biden never said a fraction of the vicious shit that Donald Trump says about people all the time. And it got him nowhere. Nobody cared. The Democratic base, which I assume is many of you, certainly me, want to see more fight, more fire, rhetorically and politically speaking, from our elected representatives. Now, again, I'm not saying you have to take it as far as Trump does. But the point is, you're not obligated to uphold a one-sided civility. You are not obligated to uphold a one-sided decorum. It's okay to bully bullies. Again, as long as you're not breaking the law. Steven Cheung, Donald Trump are bullies. It's okay to mock and insult them and make fun of them and belittle them. They deserve it. And they do it to other people all the time. And to MAGA Fox News hosts who are clutching their pearls and whining about this, I stand by that too. They deserve your contempt. Because unless they're prepared to apologize to the American people, hey, listen, Donald Trump is actually a lot worse on this, and I tolerated it and I celebrated it. But you know what? I don't like getting even a fraction of this sent back to me. So you know what? I'm calling for mutual civility. I'm condemning Donald Trump's rhetoric. I'm demanding that Trump do better. I'm demanding that MAGA Republicans do better. If they want to do that, that's fine. But otherwise, this is the right approach from Gavin Newsom and his press office, which is to double down and make fun of these losers, because that's exactly what they are. And I almost forgot to mention, but Gavin Newsom himself actually addressed this double standard, this phenomenon, at yesterday's press conference in California when a reporter confronted Newsom about his mockery of Trump. And the reporter sounded very defensive of Trump. Gavin Newsom handled it like this.
Thank you, everyone. We are out of time.
Can you react to what's going on with those posts on X that are clearly trolling the president?
What?
Can you just talk about that? Is that like a strategy?
I don't know. I hope it's a wake-up call to the President of the United States. I'm sort of following his example. If you've got issues with what I'm putting out, you sure as hell should have concerns about what he's putting out as president. So to the extent it's gotten some attention, I'm pleased. But I think the deeper question is, how have we allowed the normalization of his tweets, Truth Social posts, over the course of the last many years to go without similar scrutiny and notice?
Brilliant response, 100% true. If you expect, etiquette and decorum from a governor, then you should expect it even more from the president of the United States, because with great power comes great responsibility. And as powerful as a governor is, the president is even more powerful. So there's no way to do this in a way which doesn't put the burden even more on Trump. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.